It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the focus is on Najee Harris. He's now able to call himself a 1,000-yard rusher for the season. It's the Redwoods and the Thunderbirds, next on Madden Football.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end you doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have it.
Cameron Dicker has the ball teed up as we get underway. And off we go here on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end. And the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Now a timeout for injury. Schultz is the motion man. First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down. He'll try and run for this with Henry. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The first down at the 38-yard line.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. He'll work forward for a couple. Cole Holcomb in on the tackle. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. Rodgers to throw. Now a screen set up for Henry. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. On the option, they give it to Henry. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
That's the mindset I just love seeing from a running back, Mike. His eyes weren't just on that first down marker. They were on getting that first and some on top of it. That's pretty impressive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. From the gun, Rodgers. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Thunderbirds will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
And he's coming off a game where he's pretty much held in check for the majority of the contest. He had a couple nice throws here and there, and I think that's what gives this team hope that he is the quarterback for the future, Mike, because when he's on, it looks like big boy football. The problem is they just don't see it enough. He didn't get into any sort of established rhythm, never found the end zone, and of course he had the one interception. I think today, get him off to a good start. Get an idea of what the defense is looking to do to counter you and find some easy layups to get this quarterback going. I think last week they weren't able to do it, and if they don't find early success today, I have a feeling the result might not be all that different.
Second down and 8. They'll put Everett in motion here. On second down, Love. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short, and now it's fourth down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you, and here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Thunderbirds offense and Derrick Henry heading onto the field. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up first and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And Mike, you know the best time to pick up first downs is? On first downs. Don't wait for third down. We see it here. 3 plays in a row, 3 first downs on chunk plays, and this offense is rolling.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up second down. He'll go again here with Henry. Whoa! And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and that will lead to a second down. That is quickly out to Diggs. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
If you want to win in this league and have a successful defense, how you perform on third down is critical. Even more so, your backs are up against the wall. The offense finds themselves down in the red zone looking for 6. Those third down sacks go a long way to keeping touchdowns off the board and making them settle for field goals.
Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This one from 41 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Thunderbirds, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Redwoods offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's pulled in, Najee Harris. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Love. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now a timeout for injury. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Love. A pass taken in by Harris. We are through 1. 6-0 is our score. It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back after this. On the give, it's Harris. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. To throw is Love. Pass completed to Douglas. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
The Thunderbirds offense. And their running back, set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
If this was just one guy dominating them up front, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can chip him. You can double team him. You can start sliding the offensive line and pass protection his way, trying to slow him down. But this has been coming from a lot of different spots, and right now it just looks to be a breakdown in the protection, and they have no answer on how to stop it.
Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. They need to get this to the 23. Here's third down. To throw is Rodgers. He'll try to run for it.
This just kills you as a defensive coordinator. Here you are thinking you're going to get a 3-and-out, get off the field, pick up some momentum for your team, and you allow the quarterback to get loose with his legs, and he's able to pick up just enough on third down to convert, and now you got to go back out and defend a fresh set of downs.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And he's going to be very close to a first down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. Third and a yard. Going to go right back to Henry. A pickup of 14 on that one. That's enough for a first down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
So, a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line, and it's first and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
They teach these defensive ends to rush to the X. The X is the spot where the quarterback stops his drop, and you can see when he hit that back foot, he had nowhere to go, and he's able to bring him down for a big sack.
Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments, because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
The Redwoods offense ready to take over once more. They'll do so with first and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he's pushing tacklers away as he takes it forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, second and a yard. Tony, the man in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up first and 10. They'll put Everett in motion here. Open man is Kadarius Toney, the former Giant. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. On the bootleg, it's Love. Off he goes.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The relationship between pass coverage and the rush unit, that's what every defensive coordinator is striving for, and this is a great example why, Mike. They clog up all the throwing lanes, nowhere to go with the ball, and it allows that defensive front to get home.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now it's Harris. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Throwing is Love. That's complete on the tight end screen. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he is on to kick it away. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Thunderbirds offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. And he's shedding tacklers left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's the toss right side to Henry. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him, take him down behind the line. Here's a 3rd down and 4. The motion man here is Mitchell. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay. So now, after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. They'll run the draw, and here's Henry. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Here's Daniel Whelan now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Redwoods offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. He finds his big tight end, Everett. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. 1st and goal coming up. Love. He keeps it himself. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Now Love. He'll run again. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. He will fight his way to the end zone. Jordan Love, touchdown Redwoods. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Redwoods move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. So we've reached halftime now on Black Friday as we send you cross-country to the Sunshine State. That's where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Greg in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. A number of great games coming up this holiday weekend. Of course, we begin tomorrow, the second ever Black Friday game, the Raiders, Chiefs from Arrowhead. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. He's got the lone touchdown of the game on a touchdown run. We'll see if he can get it going through the air as this one goes on. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Pringle now on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Kadarius Toney, the intended target for that one, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. Now Love. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw is Love. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
I've been in enough locker rooms in my day, Mike, and pretty much all of the messages are the same. We want to start the second half fast. We want to take the fight to our opponent. Well, snapping the ball inside your own 5-yard line after that sack, I promise you, was not part of the speech. And if they're not careful, they're on the verge of surrendering 2 points here.
The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. Here's 2nd and 2. Now it's a bootleg with Rodgers. And Rodgers has done this long enough. Gives himself up at the end, but he's got a first down.
Well, Mike, this is not somebody that you're usually afraid of beating you with his legs, but every now and then he can do just enough to extend the play. That's exactly what he did here. Picks up enough yardage, converts the first down.
They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line, and that'll set up 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Henry. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal. Rodgers now. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
You have to wonder if we look back at the end of this game, Mike, and say, was this a prime opportunity for this offense that they blew after that 3rd down sack? An opportunity to take the lead here late in the game, and instead, I think there's a real decision about whether or not they should just take the 3 and chip away at this lead.
Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. Officially, it's a 36-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Thunderbirds move out front. It's 9-7.
Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. They trail by 2, and will start this drive with 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, and they give it to Harris. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. This one quickly out to Lockett. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Another run here with Harris. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. Love to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Just pushing guys away as he takes this forward for a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. They'll put Everett in motion here. They'll give it to Harris again. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one. 3rd and 5. Here's Love to throw. He's going to tuck it and go.
You could tell pretty quickly that when this quarterback decided to pull it down himself, Mike, he knew exactly where that 1st down marker was. That's a great effort. He didn't get it by much, but it's a good spot, and it gets him the first down.
He has Lockett over the middle. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They're going to motion their tight end, Hurst. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost him 5. A run with Harris. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down. They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. To throw is Love. Got a man. It's Lockett. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll put Everett in motion here. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on time. Here's Love. He's got it inside the 5. To the goal line and in. Mario Douglas. Touchdown, Redwoods. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes, and this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Redwoods will up the lead to 5. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. The motion man here is Mitchell. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run it with Henry. He'll only be able to get the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. The motion man here is Mitchell. On 3rd down, Rodgers. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
2 critical factors to closing out games with the lead in the NFL, Mike. On offense, you got to be able to run the ball. On defense, you have to be able to rush the passer. And here they are winning here late in the 4th quarter. Back-to-back sacks. It's going to go a long way in closing this one out.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. 2nd and a yard. Here's Harris. And he'll have a 1st down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On 1st down, it's Love. That one taken in by Douglas. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And it'll be a pickup of 3, so 3rd down forthcoming. They'll go play action with Love. He'll try to run for it. 20-yard pickup there, and that will be a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Thunderbirds are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Henry. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers. Now a screen set up for Henry. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
The motion man here is Mitchell. The master of play action, Rodgers. A hit, and he has lost the football. The defense has got it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The home team's offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. This pass deflected and caught. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Love. He'll try and get there on the ground. They get 24 on that one. That's enough for a 1st down.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Now Love. Lockett brings it in out wide. And he's going to be taken down.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
And he's going to go backwards on that one. They take him down back at the 6-yard line. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Love. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Pop Douglas. Touchdown, Redwoods. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Thunderbirds offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. A pass pulled in by Henry. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. A-Rod now to throw on first down. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. From the gun, Rodgers. Taking off. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. Getting hard to hear in here. The noise very loud from the crowd. 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod.
Fourth down. There's no throwing the ball away. There's no giving yourself up. If you're going to turn yourself into a runner, you got to go get it. And that's exactly what the quarterback does here. He's able to put his head down, put his body on the line, pick up the first down, and keep this drive alive.
Man in motion, it's Diggs. First down for Aaron. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. And the crowd a major factor now as we get to 3rd down. Again, it's Rodgers. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. Call it a gain of 13. And that will be a first down. Rodgers going up top again. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Thunderbirds have cut the deficit to 5. They need a late recovery to have any chance. Here comes the onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away. Past midfield.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
First and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And they'll get a few extra days to rest as they get the victory here on this Black Friday. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.